So we'll wait for a few more minutes before we start because more and more people are joining.
Yes, we are
So
waiting for
let's
a few more minutes. Yes. So let's start. I think. Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for your time and joining us today for this webinar today. Thank you so much. So we'll be starting this webinar within a few minutes, in a couple of minutes, hopefully. And meanwhile, when people are joining, let's have a quick introduction. So I am Tabassum Mirza. I look into social media and I am the social media and event marketing manager for team OpenLM. And here today with us, we have Abhijit, who leads the pre-sales department for Europe and Asia Pacific region. And he will be the expert for us today, who will be taking us through the webinar. So time for me to hand it over to Abhijit. So Abhijit, you can take it from here now. And thank you guys for joining in. And let's see what the session holds for us.
yeah, let's
Abhijit,
wait for let's wait for a couple of more minutes before we start because
sure.
I see more people are joining in.
Yeah, people are still joining in.
So as Tabassum introduced, I lead the pre-sales department and look after the technical engagements. And we try to provide, with the solutions for software license management. And since I've been into this industry for almost now 14 years, we understand the challenges that we have, especially in the engineering licensing and with the different type of license environments that we have. So we'll be taking a look at what kind of challenges we have as as a software license management professional and how we as an OpenLM help to address them. So we'll wait for one more minute and then we'll start. Hello everyone and welcome to today's session. Today we will discuss the main challenges in software license management and how we can address them. So let's begin. Some of the real-world challenges in software license management are complex license environment. So license environment is no longer the conventional just node lock license or floating or concurrent type of licensing. It is much wider nowadays. Now we have got different type of licensing models like cloud, then token flex, then trust-based licensing, and many others. Visibility of usage, whether it is real-time or historical. This is one of the key challenges for any software license administrator to have a accurate and detailed information of the real-time usage and historical usage of any software. Managing day-to-day operations. So from license management perspective, there are different activities in day-to-day operations of a software license admin, like uploading a new license file or maintaining the license expiry records or allocation or license reservations to different users or group of users, and many others similar kind of activities. Controlling wastage of license usage, which means it is important to identify whether any user is wasting the license which has been allocated to him, or he may have opened the application and consuming the license, but he may not be using it actually. So such kind of idle period of any application is important to identify, and it is also important to control such wastage of license usage. Now, another important challenge is hybrid work environment. So in the past 2 to 3 years, what we have seen, more and more organizations have, employees or users working from remote locations. They are working from the home. So such kind of users may not always be connected to the company network. And hence it is much challenging to monitor the software usage by such kind of remote users. Availability of licenses is another important challenge that license admin face. So we are getting a new project, we are getting new users onboarded. Do we have enough licenses available? That's the real question. And similar kind of questions comes up from the project management team to the license administrator very frequently. So that is another thing to check, whether we have enough licenses available for new projects coming in. And yes, the most important one is forecast and optimization. So forecast is important when we are going for license renewal or subscription renewal. And similarly, optimization is when you look for scope for to cut down the cost on your license expenditure and make sure that licenses are available in enough numbers to the existing users. Now, before we move on, let me just give you a brief about what we are and what we do. So we in OpenLM, we are the leading provider of software license management solution for engineering software publications and applications. We were founded in 2007 and we are headquartered in Israel. We have got physical presence in different part of the world, including US, Europe, Japan, India, and many other countries. And we have got partners worldwide. We've got a very global install base, global customers, which includes many of the world's largest corporations in the Fortune Global 500. Customers from various verticals like automotive, manufacturing, energy, oil and gas, medical instrumentation, science and technology, aerospace, and many other verticals. So let's see what we have, what we are offering. We have our core offering is OpenLM software license management, which is available in both on-premise as well as on cloud. It helps you to manage, control, and optimize your license usage. Virtual License Manager, this is another product that we have, which helps you to dynamically allocate licenses or delegate the task of license allocation at department level. Directory synchronization is another important capability that we have, wherein you can integrate the Active Directory with OpenLM system. You can synchronize it with OpenLM system. We also help you to manage your secondary directory services. So as a primary directory of, let's say, for example, you're using Active Directory, where records of every employee and every user is well maintained and it is always up to date, but somehow we sometimes miss to update the secondary directory. So with one directory sync, you can make sure that stale accounts are not there and it is always automatically updated once the primary directory is maintained. We can also monitor dongle usage. So if you have got softwares which are hosted on dongles and user need that dongle to be plugged into their computer in order to use the software, then OpenLM can monitor such dongle usage as well. So that helps you to keep a track of the dongles that you own in the organization and maintain its record. Another important product that we have is the reporting hub. So that helps you to integrate the software license management of OpenLM with a BI solution. So with this integration, you can actually create dashboards of your own choice, of your own requirement, and you can also create and publish the reports as per the requirement of your organization. OpenLM Parser is a web-based offering that we have where you can upload the cryptic log files and license file and convert them into human readable reports. Now in services, we are offering professional and managed services. So with professional service, we provide premium support for OpenLM products. And with managed services, we can manage the complete OpenLM environment in your network. And with our expertise, we can help you to control the license usage and optimize the usage and save the cost. Now, talking about the core product of OpenLM, which is OpenLM Software License Management, in the capabilities, it can monitor software license of any kind of softwares, whether it's a standalone node log application, whether it's uses a concurrent or floating type of license. Even for the cloud applications also, we can monitor the usage, and we can monitor the web URL usage as well. Also, dongle monitoring capability is there in OpenLM system. Now, as a license administrator, uh, you can view all the reports, you can view the usage statistics, and manage all your applications through a centralized interface. So you get centralized license management with OpenLM software license management tool. It also has the license usage control mechanism. So especially for the trust-based licensing, or in order to maintain the compliance, if you want to control the license usage, you can use OpenLM SLM, and the capability of usage control mechanism can be used for this purpose. You can track the idle licenses. So any application, if it is left open and the license is actually not in use, in such case, you can actually track the idle session of that application, and you can choose to harvest them, which means that you can actually um, close the idle sessions automatically. Forecasting is something that OpenLM provides you. Within reports, it has got some specific reports which deals with forecasting and also with optimization. One of the key capability is automation. So with OpenLM, you can automate a lot of tasks. Like if you are generating, let's say, utilization reports on a periodic um, uh, period, then in such cases, you can actually automate such kind of activity. So you can generate the reports, monthly reports, and you can simply automate them. So you can schedule such reports, and you don't have to invest your effort and time every month, just to generate the same type of report again and again. Schedule a report and leave the task for OpenLM to do it. Similarly, it can also send you email alerts for different conditions, like if you want to get an alert for license expiry, or some active user session exceeding a specific threshold, then in such cases, you can automate that task. Uh, OpenLM software license management has got compatibility with BI, so you can actually integrate your organization's BI tool with OpenLM, and you can create reports, dashboards of your own choice. It has also got external integration with software asset management tool. So with ServiceNow SAM Pro, you can integrate with OpenLM, and there you can get all the details, all the, map the license usage against the costing of the applications, and hence you can manage the complete engineering application SAM with the ServiceNow SAM Pro. And of course, we have the managed services where we provide our expertise and our capability to manage the complete OpenLM system for your organization. Now, with OpenLM, you can monitor usage of any type of application. So it can monitor usage of any application which may or may not be using a license manager, including cloud license based applications. More than 70 different type of license managers are supported. So any known engineering or any uh, CAD license manager, like for example, FlexLM, DSLS, HASP, RMS, RLM, or Autodesk Cloud, any such kind of license manager we are supporting currently, and we are adding more and more with new releases. So even for applications which doesn't necessarily use a license manager, they can also be monitored using OpenLM. So which means that any standalone or node lock application can also be monitored with the OpenLM system. What if an application is web-based? It is not using any client installation or any such kind of, uh, uh, installation using which you can track its process or something like that. So for such kind of web-based applications, it can actually be tracked with the OpenLM system. Now, applications which uses dongle, which for which in order to use that application, you need to plug in that dongle with the computer. Such kind of applications usage can also be monitored with the OpenLM system. Now we talk about real-time license usage with deep dive per feature or module of an application. So OpenLM gives you the real-time usage statistics with a very in-depth information uh, for the usage. Like for example, if you want to check per feature real-time usage or per module real-time usage of an application, you can get that in the reports. Also, it helps you with the detailed historical usage of any application. So in case you want to generate a report for, let's say, last 3 months usage of a certain specific feature or an application, and you want different kind of, report, like you want a graph, you want a table data or a heat map. You get all of them with the OpenLM interface and with the OpenLM reports. Now, for the floating licenses or for the concurrent license, when the usage is very high, it is possible that users maybe they are getting denials. So in such cases, OpenLM helps you to track the denial of the license. Now, this is very important because that helps you to identify such applications where you may need to purchase additional licenses. OpenLM can also help you with project-wise, department-wise, or we call it as group-wise report. So with the OpenLM reports, you can track the usage as per projects or even different business units within your organization. So your organization may be using different kind of applications hosted on different servers, different licensing models. With OpenLM, you can view all these statistics, monitor all of them through a single interface. You can even check the monitor or even check the health of the license servers, whether they are up and running, whether they are reporting the usage, or maybe they are down and users are not able to access the application. So that level of monitoring is also something that OpenLM does. And of course, it helps you with different administration activities for the license administrator. Now, for the trust-based licenses, where you enter into an agreement with the publisher for a specific number of licenses, but then the publisher leaves everything on you to control the usage. And sometimes you see, most of the times, in fact, we don't have any idea how to control the usage. But with OpenLM, you can actually control the overusage of trust-based licenses. Hence, you can avoid penalties due to overusage of license, and you can implement enterprise level license checkout policy, which means that if you want that this set of licenses is, or it should be used within a specific IP range or geographical location as per the time zone, then such kind of enterprise level license control or checkout policy can be implemented with the OpenLM system. Hence, it can also help you to enforce any compliance requirement. You can even allocate licenses based on location, group, and time. Now, tracking of idle sessions. So if someone has opened an application and he's not actually using it, that's something which we call it as idle time. No matter whether the user is using his workstation or using something else on the workstation, but the original application which he had opened to use, that one is getting idle. So such kind of idle session can be tracked with the OpenLM system. So it can help you to identify if the application is open, whether it is in use or not. It can also help you to make informed decisions on license maintenance and procurement. And of course, that information of idle session helps you to optimize the license allocation within the organization. And ultimately, it improves license consumption habits to minimize license hogging. Because once you share this information with the different project team, there is, of course, an awareness which propagates within the team, and that helps you to minimize the license hogging. License harvesting. So with OpenLM, you can actually first identify the idle sessions, and it can also help you to harvest such applications, which means you can close the idle application session automatically. Now, there are different ways to harvest a license with OpenLM. Either you close a session after saving the work or suspend the application. Now, how you do it, there are different ways. For example, you can save and close the application. So for different applications, we have this functionality available where the user's work gets saved, and then the application is closed. And if the user wants, they can again open the application if the license is available. Now, another way of doing is suspend and resume. So if the application is using FlexLM license manager, then the idle FlexLM application gets freezed on the workstation. And once the user is back and he wants to again resume the session, he can do it. And then another way of doing it is enhanced agent procedure, which can be used for any application. Another important capability of OpenLM is forecasting and optimization. So with this, it helps you to determine the license utilization efficiency. It helps you to accurate estimate required quantity of licenses. So for example, today you have got 100 licenses for a specific feature of an application. Now you want to check how many licenses you actually require for the future, for that particular feature. Now OpenLM can help you with that estimation. It can instantly check the past usage and predict that the exact number of licenses which you will require for that application. So that can help you to again identify the window of optimization. It can help you to check whether you have gotten scope to um, optimize the licenses of that particular feature. So in this particular example, you may not need 100 licenses. Instead, a lesser number of licenses may be sufficient. So this is useful when you have AMC renewals, or when you are going for subscription renewal, or maybe when you want to purchase additional licenses for the same feature. It also helps you to identify unused feature or modules of an application. So we all know that for engineering applications, especially, we have got hundreds of different features, and they are very costly, but not all of them we are using it. So with OpenLM, you can actually identify whether an application feature which you had purchased in the past, whether that is still in use, or you can simply drop it from your inventory, or stop purchasing the maintenance for that feature again year on year. So basically, it opens the scope for cost saving on software expenditure. Now automation, again, we can schedule different type of reports that we get in OpenLM. You can share the reports from the interface to the stakeholder via email, and also we can set up alert notification for different conditions. So OpenLM can be integrated with a BI tool for customized reports. So for different license utilization statistics, even though we have a default reporting system, but apart from that, your organization may require some specific reports. So for that purpose, you can integrate the OpenLM system with a BI tool for customized reports. You can create customized dashboard, and also it can help you to get deep insights on the license usage. Uh, we have a service called managed services available. So this is to manage OpenLM operations in your organization. OpenLM experts help in saving cost using effective license management. And we also help you to manage your licenses and run your business more efficiently. So this way you can add value to your organization by using the expertise of OpenLM in license management. Now, just a quick brief about the overall setup of license, the OpenLM software license management tool. So here, if you see, we have a central dedicated server, which is called the OpenLM's application server. And here we install the central components of OpenLM and a central network server with the external database for OpenLM. In order to monitor the floating license usage, we install a broker program on the servers, and that helps to capture the usage of network licenses. Now, for the other type of license, we have to install the workstation agent, which monitors the application usage on the end user workstations. Now, this complete system resides within the network of the customer, and you can access the admin console or the web interface of the OpenLM using a web browser like Chrome, Edge, or Firefox. Now, in case of OpenLM cloud version, you do not require a central server in order to host the OpenLM server program. Also, you do not require a separate database to be installed, because these components are hosted on the cloud and it is maintained by our infra team. Now, since OpenLM is a software license management tool, we have got integration with ServiceNow SAM Pro. So a SAM tool from ServiceNow and OpenLM SLM, they can be integrated with each other. So what, like how it helps you to monitor concurrent license consumption for more forecasting. It helps you to track and reduce software spent by optimizing the license usage. And it can help you to avoid employee productivity losses by monitoring the license denial. And it especially provides a support for audits and contract renewals. So you can actually map the functions of SAM with an SLM using the ServiceNow SAM Pro and OpenLM SLM integration. So it helps you to gain visibility into engineering, software license position, and usage, helping to avoid audit risk and overspending. Now let's talk about the report of OpenLM, what we actually see in the OpenLM reports. So before we proceed further, I will like to showcase the interface of OpenLM and what all details, statistics we get over there. So let me show you the interface of OpenLM system. All right, so in OpenLM, we get license utilization statistics in 3 categories: real-time license usage, historical data usage, and license optimization purpose reports. So in the real-time license usage, OpenLM tells us how the licenses are being currently used, who is using the licenses. All right. So here you see we have the list of all the different applications which currently we are monitoring with the OpenLM system, their current health status, type of license manager they use, which server they are hosted on, their existing quantity, and the current usage. So this gives us a real-time picture of the overall license usage of these different applications. Now, in the previous slides, I had mentioned that it can help you to monitor the real-time license usage per feature or module of the application. So for that, here we have the feature usage status report. Now, in this report, we see that we are monitoring different applications features in a single window. So this is how we monitor feature wise license usage on real-time basis of different applications. We can also monitor the current usage and get more details about the usage, like for example, usernames, then features of different applications currently in use, which product family they belong to. If the user belongs to a particular project, then we can monitor that, as well as the different group information, or which business unit these users are part of, what time the session started, what time it ended. But since this is currently consumed license report, so these are all the different uh, sessions which are currently active. Here also it captures the workstation hostname or the computer name, then the duration, since when this session is active, and also if there is any idle period of in that particular session, that can also be captured in this currently consumed licenses report. Now, the second category of report deals with the historical data or past usage of applications. So the basic report here we have is the license usage report. Now, with this report, if you see, I'm checking the historical usage of CATIA applications feature HD2 for a period of 1 month from 1st October 2021 till 1st November 2021. And once I click on apply, I see this graph. So this is the pattern of license usage, and this is the total quantity of license for this application on the server. So this gives me the pattern of license usage over a period of time in the month of October 2021. Now the same report I can view in table format, and also it gives me the heat map information of the license usage. So this report helps me to find out the duration of the day when licenses are available and when the licenses are have a very less availability. Now, this report I can download from here. All the reports basically that you see in OpenLM, they can be downloaded, and also they can be scheduled. So if I want, I can schedule this report for every month, and I can share it with the stakeholders on the day I want, at the time I want. Now, this report, we have the pattern of usage. What if I want to check the user's information, that who are the end users using these applications? So for that purpose, we have this license activity report, which gives us the very detailed information about each and every session of the users. So the usernames, the email address, workstation name, start time, end time of the session, type of license, features, all the information, including the idle period, is something that we can see in this report. So for example, here out of 10-hour 10 minutes, 9-hour 26 minutes have been the idle period for this session. So I can check that idle period as well. Now, denial report is another important historical usage report that we get. for floating licenses. So this report helps us to identify the features which are for which we may have to uh, uh, you know purchase additional number of licenses in the future, because users may be getting denied due to less availability of these licenses. So with OpenLM, you can identify such features which has high usage and where users don't have the sufficient number of licenses. It can also monitor named uh, license usage. So for example, here I'm monitoring the MATLAB named user licenses. And that way also you can monitor them, even though these licenses are named one. But again, we can monitor the usage and we can check uh, whether these licenses have any idle period or not. Because then if someone else wants to get access to the same license, same feature, then instead of purchasing additional license, maybe we can allocate the license from this user to the another one, because this user may not be using the licenses or may not require the licenses anymore. Now, for licenses which are hosted in the company environment, it is important to monitor the expiry date as well. Because if the licenses gets expired and we don't have the record of it, and if they are not renewed on time, then there is a loss of productivity, and uh, you know we may have users sitting idle. So without OpenLM, many times what we do, we maintain it in an Excel file, uh, which is a manual work again. But with OpenLM, it can actually monitor everything. It can keep a track of the license expiry also automatically, because it gets this information from the license file or from the system. So these are something which are not manually entered within OpenLM. So you get a very accurate information from the license files. Uh, OpenLM can also track the license usage project wise. So if you have got multiple projects and you want to monitor the project wise license usage, with OpenLM you can do so. So basically, with this report, it helps you to uh, do IT chargeback also to these different projects as per their usage. Similarly, we can also monitor the usage group wise. So if the organization has got multiple different business units and you want to monitor the usage per business unit, which business unit is using the license for how long hours, then OpenLM is a system which can monitor that. Now let's talk about optimization, how we can help you to optimize the licenses or save the cost on the license expenditure. See, one of the way of doing that is through idle time tracking and license harvesting. So that way you can avoid additional purchase of license, you can avoid wastage of license, and hence availability of the licenses is increased. Also, we have got reports like license utilization and licenses not in use, with which you can actually uh, identify, or you can find out the scope where you can optimize the licenses. Now, license utilization report, which is right now I have opened up here on the screen, this helps you to forecast your licensing requirement. So for example, here I have CATIA application, and next month I have the AMC renewal due for this CATIA HD2. Now I want to check how many licenses I actually require for the future. So with OpenLM, I see that I got total 146 licenses, out of which OpenLM tells me that I need only 120 licenses for the future. So how does it arrive to this number? This is using the quality of service percentage as 95%. So this quality of service percentage tells me that 95% probability is user will get a license, 5% chances he may get a denial. So with that probability, we can see that we have a scope for saving some cost on these licenses. And as we know, CATIA HD2 licenses have a very high cost. So this way we can save the cost using OpenLM, and we can forecast our requirement. Now, another important or key report in the optimization or for cost saving that we have is the licenses not in use. Now, this is a report which can help you to identify which features of application you have never accessed in the past. So that helps you to take a decision whether you want to keep these features in your inventory, or maybe you can stop paying the AMC charges or stop the subscription going forward. So for example, here I see that in the last 90 days, my organization has not used even a single license of these features. So this gives me a good scope for optimization and good scope to save the cost. So these are the different key reports that we see in OpenLM. All these reports can be downloaded, or you can also schedule them. Now let me go back to the slide again. Give me a moment. All right. Okay, so these are the different reports that we just showcased that we have in OpenLM. So these are the critical reports. Apart from these reports as well, we have got several other reports which gives you more information about the license usage in the organization. Now, this OpenLM software license management tool, this is available on cloud as well. So what are the cloud advantages? First, minimal on-network setup. So we do not require a separate database to be hosted in the customer environment or a dedicated server and maintain that, because those things are taken care of by our team on our cloud infrastructure. Maintenance upgrades are served automatically. Configuration is pretty easy through the web interface. Full maintenance is done by the OpenLM team. So since we release, monthly updated version of the OpenLM system and different components, these are served automatically on the cloud. So with on-premise, that is something that the customer has to do, like upgrading the system or upgrading or installing the new versions. But with cloud, you can leave that on the OpenLM team, and because that is taken care of by our infra team. Data is secured and encrypted. So the license usage, the way the network license servers in the customer environment, they connect to the cloud, or even the workstations connect to the cloud, the communication that happens in order to exchange the license usage information or software usage information, that is secured and encrypted. Also, this is an ideal solution for organizations with remote users. So if you want to monitor the usage of software by remote users, then OpenLM SLM Cloud is the ideal solution. Now, overall, if we talk about the OpenLM software license management's key benefits, it helps you to first know what you have, your license inventory. You can optimize the licenses and save the cost on license. Forecasting, you can estimate number of license you require more accurately. Detailed reports, whether it's a real-time usage, historical usage, or optimization purpose usage. You can charge projects, business units on the basis of software usage time. It gives you better visibility even for the end user. So as an end user or as an engineer, they also get a personal dashboard where they can check who is using my license And if it is within the team, they can coordinate within the team. And that's how we are giving more transparency of license usage at user level. And last but not the least, it helps you to identify unjustified expenses. So these are some of the ways by which you can actually address the different uh, challenges you face as a license admin or within the license management in your organization, and how OpenLM can help you with that. So thank you for joining. And if you have any question, please go ahead and we can answer your queries. We still have around 15 minutes and we can discuss on them. So thank you, thank you so much for listening. And I see we have got a lot of questions. Um, I'll just I try to answer all of them, provided the time permits. So one of the question is OpenLM an agentless or agent-based product or solution? So uh, agent installation is completely optional with OpenLM. It is not mandatory. Agent is required if you want to monitor any node log or let's say standalone application, or if you want to monitor the idle period of an application, and similarly for harvesting as well. So for such purposes, agent is required. But again, it is an optional component. If you don't need these uh, uh, to be monitored, like the idle period or any standalone application is not there, which needs to be monitored, then agent installation is not required. But yes, if you want to install the agent, that can be deployed using the SCCM also, or using a silent script. Next question is OpenLM SaaS on-premise based or available with both the models? So yes, OpenLM software license management tool, it is available in both the models, on cloud as well as on-premise. So we have both the options available. What reports can be generated for individual or named user license? So we get the real-time license usage information. We get the historical data usage where you see uh, the past usage of these standalone applications. So all different type of reports are available for both these kind of licenses, whether it is a named user license or the standalone applications. Let me take more. What features and improvements have you released in the last year or plan for the next year? So, well, we have lot of improvements, lot of new reports, lot of new capabilities which have been added. So the time is short to discuss all of them, but yes, if you visit our website, you will get to know all the new updates that has been released, all the new capabilities which we have released, like for example, dongle monitoring and many others which are available right now. Is a OpenLM able to monitor PSCAT licenses on the cloud? How with local agents? So yes, for cloud based applications, like the applications which are using a cloud based license manager, for that we need the agent to be installed, because what OpenLM does, it monitors the application usage uh, of such kind of applications using the uh, uh, using the agent. So agent monitors the process of that application and then it monitors it. Yeah, so I think Tabassum will be sharing the recording, right? Yeah.
Yes, we'll be definitely sharing the recording with all the attendees. You will have it on your email ID along with the survey form. Please help us serve you better. Yes, Abhijit, please continue.
Okay. So Madhav, you have raised your hand. I see you have any query. If you can please post it on the Q&A section so we can
I think he cannot.
answer it.
I have given the access to speak, Madhav, if you want to. Please go ahead.
No, he can type in his question in the Q&A.
Sure.
Yeah. So, let me see the other questions. Mm. So yes, one more thing which is very important, that these days we have got a lot of applications which are web-based. So with web-based applications also you can monitor its usage with OpenLM, because we can monitor the web URLs usage on any workstation. you know so that way also you can monitor the usage of such applications which are web-based and there is no client installation required. So that can be actually monitored. OpenLM very well supports the AutoCAD named user licenses. So we do have that capability where you can actually monitor the uh, AutoCAD cloud-based license applications. So that is something that we do. Also, it helps you to maintain the compliance of the AutoCAD product, which is using the cloud licenses or the named user license. Uh, how are we tracking the idle licenses? So in order to track the idle license or idle session of any application, we can, what we do, we monitor the process of that application. So using that, we identify whether that process is running, whether that process is getting idle or not. So even though the process is running, maybe it is idle, maybe the user is not using that application. So such kind of scenarios can actually be tracked with the OpenLM system. Okay, so Madhav has mentioned how many customers OpenLM got in India. Yes, we have got a large presence in India as well, especially in the different sectors like automotive, then power generation, and the other manufacturing industries as well, and also in the IT industry. So we do have a good presence. Many Fortune 500 companies, even from India, also they are using the OpenLM to monitor, manage, and control their the licenses. Uh, Globally, we have got 1,000+ customers. Okay. Um, so yes, we will be sharing all the recordings post the session. All right. So I think we have answered almost all the questions, some of them through chat. Yes, Tabassum, you can take it over from here.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Abhijit, for such a great session. Thank you so much. At the same time, thank you all for joining in. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your questions. So we have had a lot of questions in our Q&A section. We have tried answering most of them. If at all there is anything that you think has not been answered, please write to us at info@openlm.com. And we'll also be having many, informative webinars on software license management as a whole. So now we'll be, communicating through our LinkedIn, our website. Please go through our LinkedIn, our website, follow our LinkedIn. So you'll be updated when is the next webinar upcoming. So yeah, and also I think we will be sharing the survey and the recording on your email. I would like to have some feedback from all of you all, how it was been organized, what is there you would like to listen to us. So please, I request you all to fill in the survey form, and you'll have your recording. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your time and presence, and we look forward for a next informative session with you all.
Thank you
Thank
everyone
you.
for joining.